Welcome back to some Pokemon. Also, welcome back to another Madden 20 rebuild. Today, we will be doing another fantasy-style rebuild, this time of the Broncos. Also, I'm not sure if you were able to notice by now, but I did get a new microphone recently, so I really hope this sounds better. I did a few tests with this microphone, and I definitely think it does sound better, but let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. But before I really begin this video, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, and if you enjoy Madden 20 content in general, I would really appreciate it if you can hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video in particular, I would really appreciate it as well if you could hit that like button down below. And while you're down there, if you'd like to check out my second channel, my Discord, my Twitter, or my Twitch channel, links to all those are in the description. I apologize if you can hear the fan. I had to turn it on. I had it off for a little while, but it's just so warm in my room. I know I'm wearing a beanie, and it doesn't help, but you know, the beanie game is strong, so I'm going to keep it on. But let's start going over the team. So the Broncos had a very interesting draft. I feel like their team this next season is going to be very exciting to watch. They drafted Jerry Jeudy in the first round. I gave him superstar development. I feel like that's fair. Honestly, I think that's fair for like the top three receivers in this class: Henry Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb, and Jerry Jeudy. I feel like they all deserve superstar development. And then KJ Hamler, I gave star, but for some reason it's showing up as hidden. Drew Lock is the starting quarterback. He is a rookie for us here, 70 overall. Hopefully he can develop well for us. I hope he can win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That would be huge. We have a lot of rookies starting, so hopefully one of them can win it. Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon are the running backs on this team. Honestly, I was kind of confused as to why the Broncos went out and signed Melvin Gordon. Like, Melvin Gordon's not a bad running back at all, but I thought Phillip Lindsay was fine, and I thought Royce Freeman was pretty good too. I don't know. I don't watch many Broncos games. Maybe Phillip Lindsay's worse than I think, or maybe Royce Freeman's worse than I think, but I thought they were doing decently well, at least with that tandem. But they did get Melvin Gordon. I guess if they had the extra money, why not? I definitely think he'll contribute. Like, I don't really think it's a bad signing necessarily, but I was just a bit confused by it at first. Cortland Sutton is the other receiver we did not mention here as the starting three. He is a beast. He had such a good season a year ago. Superstar development for him. So young still. He is such a good player. He's fairly tall and he can catch really well. Good speed as well, 89 in that department. He's a great receiver to have, and I'm excited to have him on the team. Him and Jerry Jeudy are going to develop so well together. I'm sure KJ Hamler will develop well too, but I think Jerry Jeudy is going to be the 2 and the slot for us here. The offensive line of this team really is not that bad. I feel like it's a bit underrated, at least here in the game. Garrett Bowles at a 70 is a bit rough. He's also 27 years old. This is fantasy style, so I'll probably be trading him, to be honest. Dalton Reisner, though, was a really good rookie this past season. He is 24 years old, though, a bit old. They also went out and drafted Lloyd Cushenberry out of LSU, 69 overall center. He should be fine for us. Probably the rest of the rebuild, to be honest. Graham Glasgow is coming over to this team from free agency, and then Jawan James at right tackle. Jawan James may end up getting traded, too. He's 27. He's a 77. He's really not that bad. So maybe I won't, because it's kind of difficult to trade for quality tackles in this game. I'll figure something out. But Noah Fant is the starting tight end. He should develop well for us here. He's a rookie out of Iowa. On the defensive side then, Von Miller is the left outside linebacker. Let's start there, because he's the best player on this entire team. Bradley Chubb at right outside linebacker. Todd Davis and Alexander Johnson are the middle linebackers. Alexander Johnson wins like defensive player of the year all the time, so I'm going to try to use him as much as possible here. Kareem Jackson is the starting strong safety. He's definitely not bad. He's just old. He's an 87 overall. I can probably keep him for a year or two, and we're going to have to see how poorly he declines. And then at free safety, they do have Justin Simmons, who is a stud, 25 years old, only 3 years of experience, and he's already up to a 91 overall. Superstar development for him as well. I feel like he'll go up to X Factor at some point in this video. At least I really hope he does. AJ Bouier is a new addition to the team. He's definitely not a bad cornerback, number 1. Bryce Callahan at the number 2 position, and then Duke Dawson Jr. is the number 3 corner. I may try to go out and trade for another cornerback, or maybe just draft one. I don't know. Jerrell Casey, I thought, was one of the better trades. I'm pretty sure he got traded to this team of the offseason. He is still so good. Again, I feel like another player who's kind of underrated. I feel like it should be like a 90 overall, but 85 overall for Jerrell Casey. He is still very good. He is getting old, but he can definitely still produce for this team. And this team, you know, doesn't have the greatest interior D lineman. Like Shelby Harris is a 77. He's not too bad though, for sure. And they did draft Draymond Jones this past season, 69 overall. I have no idea how he played, but like I think Jerrell Casey helps his team out a lot. I think I may end up changing this to a 4-3 at some point. I might even do that before the season starts, because I feel like this team plays so much better in a 4-3 than they do in a 3-4. I feel like 4-3 defenses just play better in this game in general. Let me see if I can even do that. 4-6 defense has a 92% scheme fit. Let me move Von Miller and Bradley Chubb down to edge and then see what the scheme fit looks like. This is what I decided to do with the defense here. So Bradley Chubb and Von Miller are the defensive ends. Jerrell Casey, the defensive tackle #1. Josie Jewell and Todd Davis slid to outside linebacker. I think this will make the defense play better because I prefer 4-3 defenses in Madden Simulation. I feel like they put up better stats. But that is the team, and I think now we can get into some trades. This is fully fantasy style, so I can trade anybody I want. I'm not sure exactly how many players I'll trade for, but I do want to get at least a few draft picks here. You know, the Patriots have been like my favorite team to trade with lately, at least for draft picks, because they don't normally play well since they don't have a good quarterback. So Jeff Hireman and Walker are going to the Patriots for their first rounder. I actually really didn't think this trade was going to go through, but Shelby Harris and Royce Freeman for Vita Vea. With this trade here, I'm getting the Vikings first round draft pick. I'm kind of just anticipating them to play poorly, even though their draft pick isn't supposed to be, that high. I'm not really giving up much either. I'm just getting rid of like a bunch of backup players, so I really like this trade here. I didn't expect that to get accepted straight up, but I'll take it. Jake Butt, I'm sorry that he's off the team. Obviously, one of the best names in football. Straight up for Jordan Lewis. This is going to be the team then for the first season. It's a 79 overall, 76 offense, 84 defense. On the offense here, though, really nothing changed in terms of starters. I traded away a couple of backups and whatnot, but the offense still looks like it did before, and I think it can play pretty well this season. And then defensively, we did add Vita Vea. We changed the entire scheme around as well. We added Jordan Lewis, but more importantly, we added like 3 draft picks, and I think I can use those fairly well. But let's start simulating now, and I'll let you guys know what the record is at the midseason. Alright, so here at the midseason mark, the team is 3-5. They're not playing all that well, but hopefully we can improve a lot in the offseason and whatnot. But the Chiefs are 6-2, Chargers 5-3, and the Raiders 4-3. Let's check out what the team looks like, though. So, of course, auto progression has been on throughout the season. So, Drew Lock is up to a 72. Jerry Jeudy's up to a 79. KJ Hamler up to a 73. A couple guys looking differently, as you'd expect, with auto progression on. All right, so the players who we had to re-sign, it was Justin Simmons and Albert Okwuegbunam. Those are the only 2 who I really wanted. Now, I'm not even sure if Albert Okwuegbunam's contract is supposed to expire right now. I know he was just drafted, but I don't mind just bringing him back for a couple more seasons rather than just editing the contract. It's really not that big of a deal. He's not expensive as it is. But Justin Simmons, I brought back for 4 years. I really want him on the team long term. The team did not make the playoffs here in the first season. That's fine, though. We finished 6-10, and at least we still have our first round draft pick, so we should have at least one good draft pick. But Drew Lock at 3,692 yards, 25 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Not really a good year, but I did choose a new playbook. I went with the Browns playbook this season, just because the Browns normally play insanely well, so I figured I'd give it a try. Doesn't really seem to work, at least with the quarterback. Philip Lindsay was not good. 3.4 yards per carry, 4 rushing touchdowns, 7 touchdowns for Melvin Gordon. Both of these guys struggled a lot. That's probably where a lot of our, struggles came. I know Drew Lock didn't have a good season, but we could not run the football at all. Cortland Sutton had over 1,000 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 889 yards. Noah Fant gets 5 touchdowns. KJ Hamler, not really all that involved down there. Blocking, though, how was the offensive line? Honestly, very good, aside from Garrett Bowles. And I am looking to upgrade at tackle in this offseason, so the offensive line should get even better. And then defensively, 112 tackles for Alexander Johnson. But this is exactly why I went to a 4-3. So first off, Jerrell Casey, 13 tackles for loss. 18.5 sacks for Von Miller. 7 for Jerrell Casey, only 5 for Bradley Chubb, but Von Miller is incredible. Jordan Lewis gets 3 interceptions. Bryce Callahan and Justin Simmons each get 2. Alexander Johnson, Josie Jewell, and AJ Bouier each get 1. No touchdowns, safeties, or blocked kicks here for the defense, but the defense as a whole seemed pretty solid. The offense was near last. That was expected. The defense was 5th. Okay, so we just need to get better on offense. I think that should come from, a playbook change. I might even go after a new running back at some point, too, because it just doesn't seem like Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay are going to get the job done. I don't know. Anybody from the Broncos in here, though, I highly doubt it. So Cam Newton went to the Patriots. It sucks that they actually landed a quarterback because they finished 11-5. So one of our draft picks is going to be really poor. The Packers went 15-1. Wow. AFC, wrong conference. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Baker Mayfield. Nobody from the Broncos there. Defensive Player of the Year is Miles Jack, but we do have Von Miller at number 5. Cool to see him. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Gardner Minshew. Drew Lock at number 4, though. Pretty close, but he definitely did not deserve to win it by any means. Jerry Jeudy at number 10. Cool to see him up there. Marshawn Lynch, of course, my favorite rookie, is on this list. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Drew Tranquill. Anybody from the Broncos? No, I'm not seeing anyone there. It's okay, though. So I'm hoping at least, some of these players go up well and overall and whatnot. Like Cortland Sutton could potentially go up to Superstar X Factor. I doubt it, though, just because he just barely got over 1,000 yards. Actually, I think he was kind of close to 1,100. But still, that's probably not good enough. But let's go to the Super Bowl here. It sucks that we're not able to see an Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady Super Bowl here. It would be, you know, any other season pretty much, but let's advance by here and see who wins. I think the Packers are going to win and almost complete the undefeated season, and that's what they do, 31-27. Now, let's check out development trade upgrades. I really don't think there are going to be any. Like I said, Cortland Sutton, potentially, he did not go up in development, but he is an 85 overall, looking pretty good to me. I don't think anyone here on the offense is up in development trade. And then defensively, I think Josey Jewell is up to star, and I feel like he's the only one. But that's okay. You know, Josey Jewell is a young player. I don't mind having him on the team for a while. Also, we signed Kayvon Wallace. It always happens. These rookies always get cut from their teams that drafted them, so it just happens all the time. But let's go into the first week of free agency here and see who we can sign. I'm looking to upgrade at cornerback, potentially. Chris Jones is available. I always want to go after Chris Jones, but I'm not going to here. Same thing with like Kareem Hunt. He would make this team really good, but I think I might just go out and trade for a running back at some point. Delaney Walker, we could bring onto the team. I'm not going to do that. So I'm really just looking for cornerback, and there really aren't many good ones. So honestly, I don't think I'm going to, you know, take a corner here. I actually don't think I'm going to sign anybody. Okay, so let's load into the NFL draft. Now, honestly, this draft doesn't look too strong for what we need. Our first pick is at pick number 8. There's actually a really good-looking linebacker that I'm probably going to have to trade up to take. He's projected to go in the early first round, but his talent is mid, so it will be a reach whenever we take him, but he does look very good, Braden Colston. Now, do I think the Lions will take him? Potentially. The Lions could definitely use some linebacking help. I was really close to trading with the Lions for their first round draft pick, and I'm very upset that I did not do that, because I would love to have this pick right now. Let's see if I can even get their first round draft pick. It's going to make him a very expensive player, but honestly, it's worth it. We still have a lot of money, so I don't really mind it. Let's see if we can give him the 31st overall pick. And who am I trying to get rid of? Honestly, Garrett Bowles I don't really want in the team anymore. So maybe if they want him, I may have to move him to right tackle. Yeah, I'll probably have to do that. 1 second. So the Lions are interested in Garrett Bowles at right tackle. That's what I like to see. This will probably go through then, and it does, because it's incredibly easy to trade up in drafts if you give up a player. Now here at number 1 overall, I think I'm going to take that linebacker. He's not ranked at the top of the draft. I'm fully aware of that. But I do think he's going to be a good player overall, and I think he'll probably have hidden development trait. Let's go ahead and take him. He's a 75 with hidden. I would definitely take that pick once again. I wouldn't have been able to wait until pick number 15 to take him, you know, when he was supposed to go, so it's actually okay to me. He's a very good linebacker, though. Looks really well-rounded except for coverage ability, I guess. Everything else is pretty solid, but he's going to be a great starter for us here, and I think he could probably win Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's what I'm hoping, at least. Now, at pick number 8, I should take a left tackle at some point. It'll probably be here. Also, let me just show off this running back really quickly. Hugo Gutierrez. I'm going to try to land him in the second round if I can. He looks insane. If I can land this guy, I honestly might trade away Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. I don't know exactly what I'll do yet. But anyway, here I should take a tackle. I'm not exactly sure which one to go with. There's a lot of guys here who look really good. Francis Pittman, early first-round talent. Dominique Younger, early first-round talent. Blair Young, mid-first-round talent. So I just won't take him. I think I'm going to go with Pittman, just based on the combine grade. Welcome to the team. He's probably going to have normal, but it's okay. He actually has hidden development trait. Ranked number 4, took him at number 8. He's a massive upgrade over Garrett Bowles. He is a very strong, and his, you know, blocking ability is fairly balanced. I'll take that 100% of the time. Now here at pick number 22, I will go after a cornerback if he's available. If not, I'll just find somebody else to take. But let's see if this cornerback is here. There really weren't any good cornerbacks, and CJ Gregory definitely looks like the best one. So welcome to the team. He's a 72 overall with normal development. I was just trying to get somebody who potentially had hidden. This guy's not even going to play, so it's not really that big of a deal there. In the second round, though, I'll do my best to take this running back if he's here. I don't want to trade up or anything like that for him, but let's see. A running back just went, so I highly doubt this guy is available. Yeah, he's gone, but that guy looks so good. There's also this guy, Joseph Monk, who did skip the combine, so I'll try to take him at some point. If I can, I might even take him here, to be honest. I think with this pick, I'm actually going to go with Nick Ransom instead, because this guy looks pretty decent. There was a good draft story about him. He didn't win the Heisman or anything, but there was just a positive draft story about him. I'll take him. I think he's going to have hidden development trait. 74 with hidden. Now, what's his hit power? 79. Honestly, he can play strong safety. I could potentially trade Kareem Jackson then, and if I do, I can probably pair it with somebody else. Pair him with somebody else to get a new running back on this team. I'm not sure which running back I want to go after. I might just go after somebody I haven't had in a long time. I don't know. I'll figure it out after the draft here. But Joseph Monk, a man who skipped the combine, is now on the team. 68 overall, normal development. Definitely not a bad player. He'd make for a good backup running back here. Honestly, I think I'm going to keep Phillip Lindsay on the team. He's just going to be a backup. Melvin Gordon's much more expensive, so I'd rather get rid of him. Nick Tracy's going to be the draft pick here. He's projected to go in the second round. At least his talent is second round. So welcome to the team. He's a 69 overall, normal development trait. Very good pick for this late in the draft. And now I think I'm just going to simulate to the end here. I like how I said this late in the draft. That was only in the third round. For some reason, I thought I was much later in the draft. But I still simulated. I don't really, want to bother going through and taking a bunch of random players near the end. I didn't throw that many people on my draft board just because the draft class didn't seem incredibly strong, at least in the later rounds there. But I think this draft went fairly well. We got 4 players in the 70s, a couple guys in the upper 60s. I also had these guys on my draft board, so the computer just took them for me. And then we got a 58 and a 61. Now, who's the best player in the class? We got one of the top players in the class, though, so we did fairly well. A 79 overall, Reggie Mcallister, this running back. But there's Gutierrez. Hugo Gutierrez is a 77 overall, but 76 with his morale decreased there. Hidden development trait. He's fast, he's strong, he can carry the ball well, really good looking running back. And then Reggie Mcallister, hidden development for this player as well. He's incredibly fast, great acceleration, great agility, really good catching too. Really good running back class here, to be honest. Turns out Dominique Younger was a bit better than the guy we drafted, but does he have normal? No, he has hidden. Okay, so I should have taken Dominique Younger, but honestly, they're both really good players. Hopefully our guy has superstar, though. That would be huge. I have no idea why this is so easy, but Todd Davis, Kareem Jackson, and Melvin Gordon for Christian McCaffrey, a 99 overall running back. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so the team for the second season looks far better than the team for the first season. We now have Christian McCaffrey on the team, 99 overall, the best running back in this entire game. We have a new left tackle who is far better than Garrett Bowles. I'm excited to have both those guys on the team. They're going to help out the offense so much. And then defensively, we added a new linebacker. We added a new safety. This guy looks like he's about 45 years old. Just based on his picture there. Whatever. Anyway, he's going to be a good player. At least I hope so. Colston looks like he's going to be a stud as well. I moved him to left outside linebacker because Alexander Johnson was fine at middle. So why not have Colston play elsewhere? The rest of the defense, though, is pretty much the same. I guess we got some depth players like this Gregory guy. But, the team looks really good. I think the team can play a lot better than they did last year. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. I also did change the offensive scheme. Not the scheme. The playbook. Sorry. To the Titans. So it should play better this season. I hope that's the case. But I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. All right, what is the team looking like here at week 9? We are 3-4, so I think a little bit better than we were last year at this point. We are still in playoff contention for sure, though. The Chargers 4-1, Chiefs 4-3, Raiders 2-5. The division's pretty close all the way around there. Let's check out the development traits, though, for the offense. This left tackle only has star. That's okay, though. You should still develop well for us here. Defensively, though, this outside linebacker has star, but this safety has superstar. At least we're able to land one superstar player. That's what I like to see. I really wish that linebacker was better than just star, but it's okay. Honestly, it's really not that big of a deal. So I guess Christian McCaffrey's new contract isn't implemented here in the roster. I'm just going to give him a contract here. If he wants that for 7 years, that's a massive contract. He doesn't even want that. Okay, I'll up it at some point, and, we'll get him back on the team for a while. But Jordan Lewis has been playing relatively well. I'll probably give him a contract. I think Brandon McManus we can move on from. A lot of these guys I think we can move on from. Philip Lindsay I'm not going to bring back to the team. Alexander Johnson is interesting because he normally plays well, but he's not that good of an overall. I feel like we can get somebody else who is better. Okay, so Christian McCaffrey only liked the length. So we're going to have to up everything else. Salary, let's go 7.5, and signing bonus 6.1. Do you want those numbers? No, you still want the bonus to be improved. Whatever, I'll go after Jordan Lewis, I guess, at this point. Let's just give him this base contract if he wants it. He does, he's coming back to the team. There we go. Christian McCaffrey, just take after Jordan Lewis. Just be cooperative, okay? This will be a lot better in the long run if that's what you do. Okay, here we go. So he just wants a better bonus at this point, right? 6.15, is that good enough? There we go. He's coming back to the team for 7 more seasons. That's an incredibly long contract, but it's Christian McCaffrey. He's at least worth it here in Madden, that's for sure. All right, boys, we made the playoffs, 9-6-1. We just barely snuck in. We actually won the division. The Chargers were 8-6-2, Chiefs 6-10, Raiders 3-12-1. Okay, how are these stats looking? Much better here from Drew Lock. Over 4,000 yards, almost 40 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's probably on the list for MVP because this is a really, really solid year. Rushing-wise, Christian McCaffrey was so much better than Philip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon were last year. Honestly, combined, he is so much better. 6 yards per carry, 11 rushing touchdowns, 1,500 yards. Philip Lindsay was also far better than he was last season. 4.7 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. We ran the ball incredibly efficiently there. Cortland Sutton had a really good season. 88 catches, 1,117 yards, 7 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy over 1,000 yards, 12 receiving touchdowns for him. Noah Fant gets 9 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey receives well too, 562 yards. Sadly, though, KJ Hamler really isn't doing anything in this game. It's fine, though. We're still producing well. It's okay. Francis Pittman did not play well. Dalton Reisner and Lloyd Cushenberry letting up 10 sacks is a bit concerning as well. The offense still seemed pretty good, so I don't really know what to do. I don't know if I should change anybody on the offensive line. I'm just going to let it go, probably. AJ Bouier actually led our team in tackles. He may go up in development because of that, which is funny. Tackles for loss, so we have 15 for Jerrell Casey, but once again, evidence that a 4-3 defense is incredible. 24 sacks for Von Miller. 9 for Bradley Chubb, but 24 for Von Miller. That's insane. 3 interceptions for Justin Simmons, 2 for Nick Ransom, the rookie strong safety, 2 for AJ Bouier as well. Alexander Johnson, Braden Colston, Jordan Lewis, and Bryce Callahan each got 1 interception. We have no touchdowns or safeties, but Malik Reed managed to block 2 kicks. It's actually pretty cool. We were 5th in the NFL on offense. Now watch defense is like 30th. It just completely flip-flops from last year. We were 17th. Okay, so the defense fell off a lot, but the offense got so much better. Cam Newton is MVP. Deshaun Watson at number 2 of the 5-10-1 Houston Texans. That's just funny to see. Now, is Drew Lock on the list? He actually is not. I'm sure he's an offensive player of the year, though. He has to be on something here, right? Drew Lock, come on. There he is at number 9. Christian McCaffrey at number 10 as well. Love to see that there. Defensive player of the year. I was going to say if I went to anybody other than Von Miller, that's insane. Anybody else from the Broncos, though? I don't think so. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Kyrie Brennan, a 63 overall player for the Browns. Wow. I wonder what position that guy is. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Roosevelt Demps, but Braden Colston at number 2, Nick Ransom at number 3. And that is it from the Broncos. Okay, well, we actually played really well this season. Got a ton of experience points as well. Love to see both of those. I'm going to spend my coach experience, I think, on the wide receiver upgrade. Let's see if we can make Jerry Jeudy just a monster at some point. But let's actually spend the experience points. I forgot to do that. I think there's probably a couple. And then we will advance by this week. There's usually like 2 or 3 once you get to this point in the season. It's just 1. Nick Ransom has 1 more. Okay. Well, now let's see if we can take down the Cincinnati Bengals. Makes sense. They have Joe Burrow, the more I think about it. 85 overall for us, 80 overall for them. Joe Burrow does have normal, though, so he's not going to progress as well as he probably will in, the next Madden and whatnot. Let's advance by, though. Can we beat the Bengals? We cannot beat the Bengals. 28-21, we lose. That is so upsetting, but let's go to the Super Bowl here, and I'll let you know who's in it. So the Browns and the Cowboys are in Super Bowl 55. Of course, I want the Browns to win. I think they will win, too. They're incredible, of course. 24-17, they do win. Now, let's see who went up in development trade. I would not be surprised if Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy are both X Factors. So Courtland Sutton is not, but Jerry Jeudy is. 85 overall. Also, I got a comment on one of my recent rebuilds saying that I should show how these players went up in development because he thought I did it manually. Well, I didn't do it manually. I'll show it for Jerry Jeudy here. I'm not going to show this for everybody, but he just went up to Superstar X Factor during the Super Bowl week. That happens occasionally. That's what happened. I'm not going to do it for everybody. If you think I'm cheating in any of these rebuilds, you can just not watch him anymore. I don't really care. But I'm really happy that Jerry Jeudy was able to go up to Superstar X Factor. That'll make him a beast. He already is very good, but Superstar X Factor is insane. And then defensively, anybody up in development trait? Sadly, I do not think so, but this is certainly an offseason where we need to target cornerback. AJ Bouier and Bryce Callahan are both regressing. They're both pretty old and expensive at this point. Jordan Lewis is still pretty good. I don't mind him staying on the team. And maybe I'll look for a new linebacker. I think that's what's going to happen if I can find one in free agency, but mainly I'm looking for cornerback. Alexander Johnson, I don't really want to bring him back. Maybe he's a guy I like tag or something, and I can probably just bring him back in free agency. Or I can bring somebody back in free agency. We'll figure it out. Also, I do want a new center, so I'm not going to bring back Cushenberry because he didn't develop too well. But that's kind of just what happens when you have normal development. You normally don't progress too well. But in free agency here, Tre'Davious White is the top free agent. We have just over $38 million to spend, and a lot of that is going to go towards him. Could go after Marshawn Lattimore. Could have went after Chidobe Awuzie as well, but I'm going to go for the best of the bunch in Tre'Davious White. He's also not getting any contracts right now, which is huge. Now, what else do I need? Linebacker is what I said. Samson Ebukam is an edge rusher, so I don't want him. Middle linebacker, Zach Cunningham could definitely play for us. He wouldn't be bad at all. I could look to draft a linebacker too. Honestly, I think I'll do both. I think I'll go after Zach Cunningham and also look to draft one. I'm going to go after Cunningham just as a bit of a safety net in case I'm not able to draft one. Okay, let's advance the week now and see if we got the players we went after. We got Tre'Davious White and we got Zach Cunningham. That is massive. Honestly, I still might take a cornerback. Right, so my thought process here is this cornerback looks very good. Rudy Lennon. Early first round projection, early first round talent. I'm thinking about trading up to get him. Probably by giving away AJ Bouier and Bryce Callahan. I feel like I can totally do that with one of the top teams. And then I'm going to have Tre'Davious White, Rudy Lennon, and Jordan Lewis for this next season. I think that can work really well. All right, so I'm in the draft now, the 2021 NFL draft. And the Panthers pick number 1 overall. Now, I don't expect them to take this cornerback. Let's advance by and see if they do. They go defensive end Keenan Kerr. Okay, now the Raiders. The Raiders probably take this cornerback. So I think I'm going to have to trade up with them. I'll have to give them the cornerbacks on my team. So that's the plan here. We're going to give them AJ Bouier and Bryce Callahan. We're going to clear a lot of cap, and we're also going to get the number 2 overall pick. We can probably just do this straight up. And there it is. It's so easy to trade up in drafts if you give away players. I say that all the time, but it's a very useful tip to know if you're trying to do rebuilds. Let me not advance. I would be really upset if I advanced and not get the guy I want. But we're going to take this cornerback. He looks like the best corner in the class. It's not that guy. It is this guy, Rudy Lennon. Welcome to the team, my man. He's an 80 overall with hidden. He's ranked number 2. There's another 80 in this class. Okay. Well, this guy is incredibly fast. He has great acceleration, great agility and jumping, good man coverage, pretty bad zone coverage, and decent press coverage. He's a great cornerback to have, though. I don't mind him being the number 2 on this team. And now with the 22nd pick, I'm going to look to take a center. I never take centers. I think that's actually the guy I wanted. Really not the end of the world, though, because there is a really good-looking right tackle who I could draft to play center for us. That's probably what's going to happen at some point. But let me just show that guy off. It's this guy right here, Quinn Heath. I might just take him now, to be honest, just to make sure I get him. Let me see if there's anybody else I'd rather have. So there is not anybody else I'd rather have right now. So Quinn Heath, welcome to the team. He's a 77 and he has hidden. He's ranked number 3. Okay, we're going to start this guy at center for sure. Now, if I'm able to get this guy, he is absolutely going to be the steal of the draft. The thing is, though, I don't know if I'm going to start him. I have no idea. So Sean Bell, early first round talent, early third round projection. If this guy's an 80, maybe we start him if he's like the other 80 overall. I don't know. I'm going to take him, though. He's a 75 with hidden. He's ranked number 9. We took him at number 54. I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I have to start this guy just because he's a hidden development quarterback. But I'd feel bad for Drew Lock because he just played well. What is Drew Lock's overall, though? Actually, at this point, it's probably higher than a 75, right? I feel like it has to be. It's probably almost an 80. He's a 77. He's not even that much better. I feel like I have to start that other guy, dude. Oh, I don't know what to do. This is actually so tough, but in the third round, I probably shouldn't have taken that guy just so I don't have the controversy. Okay, we're just going to go after this guy with a good combine grade. He's probably not any good, though. He's a 68 with normal. He's actually not too bad. Ezekiel Chamberlain. 88 speed, 90 acceleration. Okay, you're just going to be depth on the team, and now we were going to simulate to the end of the season. Not the end of the season, the end of the draft. Let's go over this draft one more time. I think it went very well. We got an 80 overall cornerback. Even if that guy only has star, he's still one of the better cornerbacks I've seen in this game. Let's check out the NFL, though. Who is the other 80 overall player? It's an 80 overall left tackle, Jeremy Peck. Hidden development trait out of USC. He is incredibly good. Wow, that's a great draft pick for the Steelers. Quinn Heath is ranked number 3. I think it said 4th, but it was because Matt Harris is here as well. Where's the guy who won the Heisman? I forgot what his name is, but he was a strong safety. It's Malik Marion. He's a 73 overall with hidden. Let me see if this guy has X Factor, because he did win the Heisman. He does have X Factor. I was very tempted to take him just because I figured he would, but I wasn't really sure where he'd play. I was thinking maybe linebacker or something. I don't know, but I'm happy with the draft. I think we did very well, and now I just have to make the decision. Do I start this rookie quarterback? I feel like I have to. I'm not going to look at his development because I just like not knowing, but honestly, I feel like I have to. Drew Lock is 1 overall point better. I think I have to start Bell. I apologize to Drew Lock fans. Like, I like Drew Lock too. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to develop well in real life too, but he just isn't where I want him to be at this point. He didn't have the best rookie season. If he had the season he had last year, his rookie year, he'd probably still be the starter just because he'd probably be in the 80s. But as of now, he's a 76, and I'd rather have Bell because Bell is going to progress incredibly well here. And now I have to figure out what to do with the offensive line. I think Heath is just going to play center. Actually, no, Heath is going to play left guard. I think it said he's going to go up to a 78 at left guard. And then Dalton Reisner is going to slide over to center. I don't mind this. Dalton Reisner is fine at center here for us. And I think that tackle is a little bit better at guard. He's probably not as good at center as he is at guard. So I'm actually really okay with the switch up here. But this is essentially what the team is going to look like for this next season. I'll just have to change around specialist, but I'll do that before I simulate. I think this team can make the playoffs once again. They are very talented. We have some great options here on offense for the rookie quarterback. Christian McCaffrey being one of those. He's a 99 overall. Really good wide receiver trio. More specifically, though, a fantastic wide receiver duo. KJ Hamler's not bad, but he's not nearly as good as Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy at this point. The offensive line just keeps getting better. Noah Fant is a good tight end. And on the defensive side, we have some playmakers on this side of the ball, too. Tre'Davious White joins the squad now. Zach Cunningham as well. A bunch of young studs on this side of the ball. And then some veterans who are still balling out, you know. Von Miller just put up 24 sacks last season. Jerrell Casey still playing well. Like, this team can certainly make it back to the playoffs again. But let's see how they are at the midseason. All right, let's see how the team is doing here at week 9. We are 5-2, tied with the Chiefs. The Chargers are 4-4 and the Raiders are 1-6. It is looking promising that we will at least get a wild card round. It'd be cool if we can win the division, though. More importantly, was it a good choice to start this quarterback? It seems like it was, but what's his development? It's superstar, so it's absolutely worth it to start this guy. Again, I apologize to you Broncos fans who really like Drew Lock. I hope you can understand why I started the rookie. I mean, he was going to have, at minimum, star development, and he was about the same overall as Drew Lock anyway, and he had far more potential, so I figured it was a no-brainer to start that guy. Heath has star development, and then on defense, this cornerback has star development as well. I was really hoping it was something else, but still, I can't complain if we got a superstar quarterback, right? And we also have the quarterback upgrade. So he's going to go off this season, hopefully go up super well for us. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to go another season. If we can make like a deep playoff run this year, I probably won't. So I'm going to wait until the free agency point, like right before free agency, to bring back those players. But I will see you guys at the end of the season. Okay, the team made the playoffs, and we did get a first round bye. Love to see that. We finished 10-5-1, 9-6-1 for the Chiefs, 6-10 for the Chargers, 3-13 for the Raiders. Okay, now this quarterback, 4,322 yards, 41 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I mean, come on. This is an insane season. He might even be MVP this year. That's incredible. Christian McCaffrey was incredible once again. I know I just said that word. Whatever, deal with it. 1,400 yards, almost 6 yards per carry, 5 rushing touchdowns. I guess A.J. Dillon is on the team. Okay, he got 3 touchdowns. Sean Bell even gets 2. Love to see that. Receiving-wise, Jerry Jeudy, 91 for 1,300 yards almost with 13 receiving touchdowns. Courtland Sutton almost gets 1,000 yards. Noah Fant almost gets 900. 9 touchdowns for Courtland Sutton, 6 for Noah Fant. Again, KJ Hamler, not too involved, but he does get 4 touchdowns. I guess it's not awful. The tackles aren't really performing too well, at least in pass protection, but everybody else is. That's cool to see there. Defensively, we have 103 tackles for Zach Cunningham, 13 tackles for loss for Bradley Chubb, and then once again, 21.5 sacks for Von Miller. I'm telling you, if you're rebuilding a 3-4 team who has incredibly good edge rushers, definitely switch to a 4-3. Like the Bears are another good example. Khalil Mack on the edge is like just as good, or Khalil Mack as a defensive end in a 4-3 is like just as good as Von Miller. So I don't know, dude. I don't know why the game is like that, but 21.5, he's insane. 9.5 for Bradley Chubb is also good, but nowhere near as insane as Von Miller. 2 picks for Braden Colston, Zach Cunningham, Tre'Davious White, and Justin Simmons. We have no touchdowns, but we do have a safety, actually 2 safeties, and 3 blocked kicks. Okay, so this year the offense was 7th, and then defensively, it looked like we were top 10. We were 7th on defense as well. Okay, love to see that. The MVP is not our quarterback. He's at number 4. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. That is fair, though. Patrick Mahomes is incredible. AFC Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Patrick Mahomes. Sean Bell, though, at number 3. Nobody else from the Broncos on this list. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller once again. That's also very fair. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, goes to Sean Bell. I don't know who else it could have went to. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Rashad Moore. I think that was another first-round draft pick. I remember reading his name a couple times. Rudy Lennon at number 4. Not too bad there. Best quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. Sean Bell, though, at number 3. Best running back is going to be Joe Mixon, but Christian McCaffrey at number 6 there. Best wide receiver is Jerry Jeudy. Love to see that. Courtland Sutton at number 7. Best offensive lineman is Ronnie Stanley. Nobody from the Broncos. Actually kind of surprising. Our interior guys were very good. Best defensive lineman, of course, is Von Miller. Bradley Chubb at number 6. Best linebacker is TJ Watt. Nobody from the Broncos on this list. Best defensive back is Stephon Gilmore. Nobody from the Broncos, but then best kicker goes to Justin Tucker. I don't even know who our kicker is. I don't think I brought back Brendan McManus, so we just have somebody the computer signed. That's usually how I treat kickers, at least in rebuilds here. I feel like it's not usually worth it to bring back guys for a long, period of time. Like a random kicker can play just as well. But let's advance the week here and go to the divisional round, where we have to take on the 10-5-1 Buffalo Bills. We're in 86 overall. I mean, this team's looking fierce. I definitely think we can win this game. Here's a quick look at the offense. I just wanted to go through it because these guys probably had a bunch of experience points throughout the season. Bell is up to an 83 overall. He's almost up 10 overall points. And he's almost certainly going to go up in development after this season. You know, the team is in a really good spot at the moment. I will quickly spend the coach experience, though. Probably on the offensive lineman boost and then something else. Let's get that. Let's get the linebacker boost, I guess. And we can check out the Bills overall. They have Josh Allen, who's also really good in this game. I think he was at number 2 for MVP. They're at 81, and we're at 86. We should totally win this game. I'll advance by here and see if we can make it to the conference championship. At that point, I will hop in. And we do win, but we have to go up against the Cleveland Browns. And they are 12-4. And the best team in this game, so this is probably where the rebuild's going to end, but I will hop into the game, and I'll actually play some if I need to. Okay, this game is not going well whatsoever, so let's hop in here and see if we can kind of revive this one. It is 20-6, though. The Browns are insane. It's probably going to be a run play. It is a run play to Nick Chubb. He's going to break off some tackles, go down at the 4-yard line. He's having a very good game, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. I'm going to run commit here. I feel like they kind of have to run the ball. They don't, I guess, have to, but they probably should at this point. They are going to run the football. Nick Chubb is not going to get by both of those players there. He does lose a yard, so now he's at 140, but he's still having an incredible day. 3rd down and goal. They're probably just going to run the football again. I don't see a reason for them not to. They do run the ball again. Nick Chubb is going to barrel his way into the end zone, so it doesn't even matter that we blitzed pretty much everybody. Nick Chubb is just that good. Okay, I don't really think we're going to win the game. I'm not going to hop in anymore. 27-6 will probably be the score unless they can score again. They do not. So 27-6, very embarrassing loss there, but the Browns are just incredible. That's just how it goes pretty much every time you go to play them, at least in simulation. If I played that full game, I probably could have won, but in simulation, they're pretty much always going to win. Let's go to the Super Bowl here then, and I will conclude the video because I think we did pretty well in this 3rd season. I normally like these to be about 3 to 4 seasons long, so this is actually kind of perfect. But the Bears and the Browns are in the Super Bowl. I hope the Browns lose just because they beat us. They do not lose. They crush the Bears 34-10, but let's check out development trade upgrades. The team's also an 85. 85s across the board. The quarterback is up to X Factor. Jerry Jeudy's up to an 89. He also has 2 more experience points. This team is looking so good. Defensively then, I don't think anybody here is up in development once more, but it's okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.